Who are you? Or what are you? No, really, ask yourself, what am I? Who am I? This is the question that is the foundation of your entire reality. If there was an ultimate answer to this question, wouldn't you want to know? One possible answer is that you are whatever you believe yourself to be. But what happens if you believe that you are something when in reality you are not? I am the master of my reality, and the purpose of this video is to help you remember that you are too. Simply put, you are an infinite spiritual being having a temporary physical experience. Now, whoa. I know that's a big pill to swallow. That's a lot to take in. But let's break down exactly what all that entails and how to even get to that level of understanding of oneself. And we're gonna do that by breaking down all of the fraudulent walls of identity that we've constructed for our ego. So what do people identify themselves with today? And funny enough, we can go to social media to get a pretty good example of the overall collective consciousness and what they identify themselves with as today. Now, I'm not saying that these people do not have these things or that these things are fraudulent in any way or bad. I'm not saying that these things are bad. I'm only using these things as examples that people often identify themselves with when in actuality they are not these things at their core level. The problem is not these things themselves. The problem is that people don't know what they actually are. So they identify with the things that are in their life. And then when these things leave their life, they actually feel like their life is over because they identified with those things. Okay, so let's first be clear about what we are not. Are we our friends or relationships? Of course not. Yet many people live through their friends or identify themselves with the relationships they have in their life. Well, what happens when those relationships end? Will you still be you? Are we our job, our positions or titles? Of course not. But so many people identify with their position or title that was probably given to them. What happens when that title goes away? Will you still be you? Now, are you your material possessions? Now, this one is what gets a lot of people. Are you your car? Are you your house? No, of course you're not these things. But so many people identify themselves with the things that they have. And when these things break or get stolen, they actually feel like their life is over. These things are not you. Now, of course they're not, okay? I hope I'm not offending your intelligence right now. I'm just pointing out things in our world that seem like they should be obvious, but are not, apparently. And again, these things are not the problem. The problem is that people don't actually know what they are at their core level. That's the problem here. So at this point in the video, I think it's very important to mention that just because these things aren't you doesn't mean that you can't enjoy these things, okay? Remember, these things are not bad. In fact, I would say that once you lose your attachment to these things, you unlock a greater level of appreciation for these things and are able to actually enjoy them for once because you're not holding on to them for dear life as if they were you. You can relax and finally enjoy being with that person or having that thing. But first, you have to know who you really are. So let's keep going, all right? You are not your body. You have a body. You are not your brain. You have a brain. What happens when the body/mind dies? Do you stop existing? No, you don't. Ask any person who's ever had a near-death experience. I think as a collective, humanity is afraid of death because it's the ultimate unknown. And most of us haven't experienced it. But there's an amazing book called An End to Upside Down Thinking by Gober. In it, he studies hundreds of people who have had near-death experiences, and I would highly recommend listening to it or reading it if you're curious about it. There really is nothing to be afraid of. Knowing that you are not your mind or your body is huge, because scientism today is plagued with this limiting belief that the brain is what creates consciousness, and this has actually never been proven. Like, science cannot figure out where in the brain that consciousness is created, and it can't be because it's false. Okay, consciousness does not come from the brain. The brain is the receiver of consciousness. We are basically jacked into this reality via the central nervous system, which is an electrical system including the brain, but the CNS is not the electricity itself. It's only the system that the electricity runs through, like a vessel, if you will, for the electricity. And that brings us to what you actually are. So finally, let me give it to you straight, the truth about what you are. You, at the core of your being, are pure, infinite consciousness. You are awareness. Now, let me ask you, can you define awareness without using the word awareness or aware or a word that means to be aware? Go ahead, pause the video, and I'll wait. No, because awareness cannot be defined. It simply just is. Does awareness have a beginning or an end? No, it doesn't. Awareness is infinite. You do not have a spirit. You are spirit. You do not have a soul. You are soul. You are energy. Pure energetic potential. You always have been. You always will be. You are never ending. You are light. That is what the word enlightenment literally means. Enlightenment. If you go back to the Latin root of the word, it's light and menti. Okay, mentis means mind. So light in the mind. That's what the word enlightenment means. Now ask yourself what government means. So here we are back again at the key takeaway from this video. You are an infinite spiritual being having a temporary physical experience. And being infinite means that you will never stop experiencing reality. So you might as well learn how to master it. And that is what Master Your Reality is all about. So stay tuned for part 2 of this video. What is reality and how can you master it? I am truly grateful for you watching this video, and I really hope that you got something positive from it. So please share this video with someone who would benefit from watching it, or hit the like button so the YouTube algo will show it to more people. I'll do my best to answer any questions that you have. Otherwise, I appreciate any kind words. So thank you for watching, and until next time, master your reality.